Alrighty, the living room. I'm so sorry. We've been out of it for about 2 weeks now.
We've been busy.
We've been busy. A lot of things, man.
This chair looks so out of place.
Fix it.
No, it's okay.
But man, we have an exciting episode for this one, and we're gonna talk about
calling.
Calling, yes.
Calling.
You want to start off?
So, Billy, what is your calling? What has God called you to do?
To be a follower of Jesus.
Period. Seriously, that's what you're called to do.
Yes.
Be a follower of Christ.
Yes.
Period. Point blank. I just feel like, y'all, let's have this conversation.
Yes, please. We need this conversation.
I feel like as believers, we have complicated calling so much. And I know in my life, there was a point where I've had people tell me different things like, Daniel, I believe you're called to do this, you're called to do that. For me personally, it was like, okay, so I'm called to do this, that you're saying. I'm called to do that. But now it's just confusing me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, it got to the point where, like, God, what am I supposed to do in my life? You know, I was having friends who were going into ministry. And mind you, like, I do believe that sometime later down the line that may happen. But I wasn't feeling that way, you know? I wasn't feeling like, in my heart, I was like, I don't feel like this is where I want, like, I believe God's calling me to.
Facts.
And honestly, I think as believers, we have to remember that firstly, we're called to be followers of Christ. We're called to spread the gospel. We're called to, tell people about who Christ is. And that, can go in with anything you're doing in life, whether you're a student, you're a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, a pastor, whatever. But the first thing you're supposed to do is to tell the gospel,
I think when we over emphasize on calling, and for me, I told you behind closed, I don't think I'll preach on it, maybe just because it becomes, we get into this lens of trying to attain to this level and to this position, and that's what calling becomes. Such in the fact of, what are you? Are you an apostle? Are you a teacher? Are you this? Are you that evangelist? I'm trying to
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Bro, like, chill. Like, I feel like even me, when I was growing up in that, put pressure on people to figure out something that, first and foremost, the calling is just something that is just an overflow. It just comes. It's not something that you maneuver. It's not something that you do. It's just under the sovereign work of God. Yeah. So us as believers and followers of Jesus, like, it just happens. It's not something that I'm trying to get to the calling. Even if God says, this is who you're called to be, is it going to be you that's going to get there?
Wow,
no, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. It's not going to be you. So then I was telling you beforehand, when we overemphasize on all this stuff, it becomes a game. It becomes a game. Now you believe that if you're sitting in the pews, you're not following your calling.
Wow, that's so good. And I think we also have to recognize that everyone's calling is unique, and no one's calling is bigger than someone else's.
Exactly.
I like that you said that if you're sitting in the pews, you think your calling isn't unique, because like there are people who are they're back, like they're they're sitting in the pews, and someone has probably told them that what they're probably doing is less of the kingdom, and right there. That is so wrong to say. That's not true at all, because everything we do, like, we're all created differently. God has given us each different gifts, skills that I may have a skill or a gift that that you may not have, but I have this because God knows that this is something that He can use me to do, something that He's used me for. Yeah. And a lot of people need to realize that no one's gifts, skills, calling, whatever you want to say, is higher than someone else's.
Facts.
It's not.
Facts.
Because God has made each of us different and unique. I may be able to, God maybe have called me to sing. I can't sing, but let's just say that I can sing. But you can't sing, but that's okay. Because God has called you to use the gifts and skills He has a part of you for something else.
Exactly.
And another thing too that I think that, I kind of wrestle with this too, is that, is calling and purpose two different things, or is the same thing? So the way I look at it is like, this is how I look at it. You know, I feel like we all have the same calling. You know? And I could be wrong, y'all. This is my opinion. I feel like we all have the same calling, you know, and that's, you know, to spread the gospel. But our purpose looks different. You know, we all call to walk our purpose differently. You know, your purpose in life may be to be an evangelist. My purpose may be to be a doctor, you know, but we have the same calling, you know, and that calling never, it doesn't go away. You know, it's mandated. I don't know. What's your opinions on that?
I really would have to go and search up, because I don't know. Like, I wouldn't have the defined answer. But for me, I would say, just on the borderline of things, just if we keep it simple, it comes out better. In a sense of, I've lived in a sense of, dang, I'm like, you know, when people say have the vision and things like that. So you're constantly, it's like you're so on high, like you use your vision as a high for today. You're not even in the present. So you're just always thinking about the vision and always thinking about the future, always thinking about, oh my gosh, okay, I need to attain that calling. And then when things don't look the way you see in the vision, or people have told you you're called to do this, and nations and people are supposed to be packed out and stuff like that, and it doesn't look anything like that, you get discouraged. But then you miss out also on the beautiful things that are happening in the present.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
You miss out on the friendships. You miss out on the people, because why? You're using those people to try to get to that vision.
Yeah.
So you miss out on, dang, like all that time. I don't want to be that person looking back, maybe on my deathbed or whatever, if Jesus comes back. I'm like, dang, I actually didn't get to know Daniel because I was so fixated on him being my open door to the stage.
That's true.
Like, come on, bro.
That's so true. I like that you say that, because like, I feel like as believers, we need to realize that we're called to live in the present, not the future. Yes, God may give you visions of what He's called you to do, but we have to be real. Like, we're not going to know every single thing. We're not. No. You know, He's going to give you like different pieces. You know, He may show me something today, and He may show me something, you know, in a few years. Exactly. You know, I think that's a beautiful thing about following Christ. You know, is that it's a mystery. We are not supposed to know the whole picture. Exactly. But I think the beautiful thing about it is that we can live in the present, and we can do what we're called to do in the present. Yes. So, and when I say that, I mean, like, you know, that friendship He called you to build that friendship. Yeah. That person He told you to help, go help that person. You know, and also you said something about, you know, sometimes as believers we think that we should be friends with someone for them to lead us into our calling, but we miss out on beautiful friendships if we, you know, we think that way. But also at the same time, it's like, let's not forget this divine connection. There are people who can lead you to your calling, or where God is taking you to, or lead you to where the vision He has imparted in you. But at the same time, we shouldn't hold that higher than the beautiful friendship that, you know, He wants to create. And I want to piggyback, and I want to prove your point by we're called to live in the present, because people might be like, but it's all about vision and stuff. Let me prove 2 verses. Jesus says, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has its worries on its own. Just fix your eyes on today. The second verse is, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. The meaning of that verse is God gives you as much light as your next step. So you're only supposed to see as far as your next step. Okay, all right, Pastor. So God gives you vision to tell you it's going to be all right. That's why He gives you the vision. He doesn't give you the vision so that you can so fixate on it that all you think about is that. No, He shows you the vision to show you, hey, my child, everything's going to be all right. Now you can live in the present knowing that what? He has me. He has me in His hand. He has me in the palm of His hand. He has everything fixated for me. When I began to live in this mindset, because you guys know me with ministry and stuff like that, I was such in a part of the calling. I need to make sure I'm doing everything right, make sure I'm doing everything good. I remember when we would be worshiping here and stuff like that, and my mindset is not even on the worship. It's on what needs to be better. What needs to be better next? How do I grow this thing? How do I get it better? And I remember I got so convicted, and it's like, you are missing the whole entire point. You're not even worshiping God. You're in a room with gathered people. People are worshiping, and all you're thinking about what needs to be done. And that's the problem I see with this calling culture in the church. Just know that you are called to follow Jesus. Follow Him, get with friends,
Don't try to play this game of I need to find out if I'm this or I'm that. I'm that.
No, you don't.
Just follow him,
Yeah.
and it will come. And I believe out of the outflow, that's an authentic Christian lifestyle.
Yeah, I want to add on to that too. It's like, continue to do the things you're doing. To serve where you're serving at your church or at whatever ministry, and through that, God will reveal to you more of what He's calling you to do. So I know for like some friends I've had in the past, they've. I mean, this is advice I've always gotten, and they have always told me, like, Daniel, continue to serve. Yeah, just serve. Wherever capacity God has called you to serve,
so
serve.
Good. So
and
good.
He will open those doors for you.
So good.
Because I think sometimes as believers, we try to open doors that have not been opened yet.
So good.
Or we try to open doors that have been closed. And it's just, walk where where Holy Spirit leads you. So
that's so good. Do you have any final remarks?
Just live in the present. I think, and that's something I tell myself too, because I'm someone who likes to dream a lot. I like to just vision my life a lot. And God also has to remind me to live in the present. And because what's the verse again? It's in Matthew 6:34. For tomorrow each has enough troubles of its own. Where I butchered the verse. Yeah. But worry about the present. Tomorrow has enough troubles. I feel like sometimes when you think about all these things you need to do where you're not at life, you tend to worry about it. So just worry about the present. Worry about what God has called you to do right now, and just be the best at what you can do.
Yeah, and that's what I'd say as well. The present is truly a present. Yeah. It's truly a present. You don't know when your last day is here on earth. Let's be real. Understand, yes, you have the vision, but that's just to let you know everything's going to be all right. Look at the relationships in front of you, build friendships, fellowship with the believers, worship, grow. Just worry about, take it day by day. That's my motto actually for this year. My motto for this year, my birthday was live. So I'm just living, like live day by day, and that's about it. And so, yeah, I don't really have anything else.
Yeah. Well, I do want to add this real quick.
Okay.
I do want to emphasize about serving in the church.
Come on.
Because I do believe as believers that we won't truly understand what God has called us to do, quote unquote, if we're not serving in the church.
So good.
You're not going to, because I feel like in the church is where the discipleship happens, the growing happens, people speaking to your life happens. So you need to be serving in the church. So
yeah, because then you're living a life truly that's exemplifying love.
Yeah,
and that's what just was dropped in me was when Paul was talking about that video in 1 Corinthians. I don't know if it's 12-13, where he's talking about you can prophesy, yet you have no love. You're a symbol. You're a clashing symbol. You can be calling yourself apostle.
Bro,
I'm so sorry. And
please,
you have no love.
African churches, don't take offense.
Don't take offense though. If you have not love, like you're a clashing symbol. So to everybody else, like, oh my gosh, this person's so called, they're so gifted. To God, you're annoying.
Yeah.
So you need to love, and that is what serve is that exemplifier of love. So yeah, I don't have anything else.
No, I'm good.
All right, so man,
Go. Yeah. Y'all, please let your friends know about this podcast. Please, let them know.
Yeah,
because we got exciting stuff coming out. So yeah, just let them know.
Yeah, share.
Let them know for their birthdays. Hey, this could be their present. Be like, hey, I got a podcast for you to listen to. Yeah, I mean it's free. So
for real, let's get it. We love y'all. All right, peace.
They see the way we dress.